Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. So do you guys know who this is? Who is this fella? Well, I'm sure you guys all know, especially those over in England. This is King Henry VIII. And my husband is an antiquer. He loves antiques. And this is something that he had purchased. And I think it really is a little neat little thing here that kind of looks like a standing doll. It has on the bottom here, it's an original PETA doll. And the date is there's no date, but it's B. Brooks, PETA doll. Sit down, Otis. Otis is like looking at it like he can eat it. He thinks anything I hold is something to eat. But anyway, I think this is really neat. They have them with the other royals as well. Really, it's a beautifully crafted doll it's made and patented by B. Brooks, a California doll maker who handmade dolls for department stores in the 30s and 40s. Her collection of dolls are very rare and hard to find. Well, basically, that's the gist of it. You can see that they're handcrafted dolls. They were in department stores in the 30s and 40s. And Anne of Cleves was King Henry VIII's virgin wife and goes with the Henry doll. I do not have the Anne of Cleves doll. I just have the Henry VIII. And yeah, I think it's a really nice little thing to have sitting around, more appropriately here in my little world of English artifacts and books and conversations. So there's several things that I want to talk about today. So we know that Piers Morgan did not win the NTA. He didn't win the National Television Award. And you know what? Hey, you win some, you lose some, and that's okay. But what is most important to get out of this is that he was nominated, and that he was nominated after what happened with him and the leaving his show, his morning show, and Meghan Markle making this complaint against him. It kind of sets the tone that he's still someone to be respected in his journalism or as a commentator. I know that he had a show over here in the States for several years that I thought was really good. And, you know, people either really like him or they don't like him. But either way, you would have an opinion about him, and he's well known. And I think it has changed something. Him getting this nomination and especially being so outspoken against Meghan Markle and the lies has done a good thing for us all. Because imagine if there was no Piers Morgan that had the national or global stage that he has to set the tone for the mistruths that were told during that Oprah interview. If we didn't have someone to be such an outspoken voice, it shows to a large mass of people that there's something not right with this couple. There's just something not right. There's an opposition that some people may not be paying attention to, but the seed has been planted to like, something is wrong with this couple. We know that on Thursday, when they had the awards, I'm sorry I got my video out late. By then the nominees had already been voted on by the time I got my video out. But we know Piers did not win. But over the course of the night, a number of famous faces made appearances to hand out awards to the winners. As they were making the announcement over the biggest moments in television within the last 12 months, of course, the Oprah Winfrey interview came up with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And people started booing. People were like, boo! I mean, how cringeworthy must that be if you are in the audience and you support them? Because we know they have their supporters. And for Harry and Meghan to hear that they were booed when this came up, even Oprah Winfrey, I think it does something to the ego. It really lets people know that you have royally screwed up. You have done something so bad that you've got a whole country not liking you. This is not going to go over well with them. And I really don't think that she is going to come back to the United Kingdom for the christening. And this is another story that I wanted to talk about, because apparently they asked for a meeting with the Queen, and they want to give a christening or do a christening for the Lily here over in the UK. I think if they want to do that, that is fine. However, the Queen should not ever, never be in front of a camera with this couple at her side. That will be the biggest mistake, because that picture will be used to help market them as royals in good standing. And we know that they are not in good favor with the Queen, the monarchy, anybody over in the UK. And their numbers have gone down. Their popularity has gone down. This is why Harry needs to understand his position that he sits in right now in Montecito is not a good one for him. He is going to be mentally affected by the booing of their interview coming up on the television for this award show. Their numbers have gone down. Their popularity is not what it was, especially for Harry. The royals are ranked. Here is the actual ranking, and as you can see, Harry has gone down. He is not in good favor. What does this do to you? What does this feel like when you're in a foreign country and he is going to suffer more mental anguish and despair because he's lost everything? Even the Queen, if she does decide to meet with them, will not do it in public. How are they going to show that they still are in good standing with the Queen? I doubt that that is going to happen. And it is a good thing, because this is one of those smackdowns that you get that comes from a place that you don't expect it. Like, you know, if you speaking to someone and they're not happy with you, you're going to get a smackdown. But this is the kind of smackdown that is like a rippling smackdown. Because you feeling it constantly. Because you know you're not well liked. You know that your popularity has officially gone down. On a public show over in the UK, you're being booed. Your numbers have dropped. You must be looking at your wife beside yourself like, why did I marry you? Look what you've done to me. I have nothing. He has to be looking at his wife with the side eye, wondering, what has he gotten himself into? Their popularity is plunging. If you saw how miserable he looked at that awards show that he announced for GQ magazine, just depressing. But at the same time, I think it's a good thing in a way to help, like, wake up. Wake up. You feel it, the smackdown from coming from different angles. It's really starting to hit him symbolically what he has done. Because I can imagine before, we're going to do this Oprah interview. We're going to do it. We're going to show him. And he's probably so empowered and emboldened by his wife to do what they're going to do, that they're feeling pretty good. Like, this is going to work. We're going to make it in America. We're going to make it. He's not ready for the world that he is seeing now outside of his royal walls. The royal walls that Harry grew up with gave him the stability and the nature or the nurturing that he needed to succeed in the world. The support system that he had there gave him everything that he needed to have happiness and success. And think about the relationships between his brother that he has been so very close to his whole life, and his brother's children, his grandmama, his friends, his country, his popularity, his cultural norms, his accomplishments. They're gone. Poof. They're gone. The man is stripped, naked, bare-boned. He is going to find himself in an environment that don't give two inklings about him and where he came from. Now, it might appear that way to him when he's with his friends, with his wife, and, oh, how you doing? How you doing there, old chap? Or, how they, what's going on? Like trying to be down with the brothers. Whatever it is. It's never going to replace that which he has lost. And then you top on all of this, his mental instability. What will happen? Because right now, he's in the honeymoon. He is in the allure of the newness. Oh, yes, I love it. I love it. We doing good. We doing good here in America. But soon and very subtly, before you know it, his life is going to unravel, because he will be faced with issues and problems that he is going to have to deal with in this foreign environment that he was never really prepared to be in. Now, I can imagine maybe perhaps there are British men that have married Americans that are doing just fine in America. But see, what we have here with him is completely different, because he is from a special family, a historical family where his connections are tied to. He has been treated amongst the people in a very different way from his connection to his special royal family. He has no connection or draw to the people in America, because he might be, going places and thinking people are going to have receiving lines and waiting to be introduced and have the children bring flowers. That ain't happening in America. Ain't happening. And if they do try to do something like that to set it up like over in the UK, it's all a plaything. They're going to get some actors. We're going to be like, okay, we're going to pay you to come outside and stand with these flowers. We're going to have a little kid hand the flowers to Meghan. We want y'all to talk and engage and be very excited when you see Prince Harry. They'd be like, okay, when we getting paid? Oh, okay. Because they do that. People get paid to do these kinds of things. So it's all fake. It's phony. And nothing is going to be of substance, of real, genuine sincerity for him in California. It is all an illusion of goodness that he thinks he has right now. His pimple ain't popped, because it's filling up with some nastiness. And it's going to pop one day. It's going to pop. And he going to see the bruising that he has occurred from this nasty pimple. Prince of Wales's popularity saw a 40-point plunge in polling during his divorce from Princess Diana. And after it was revealed, he was carrying on an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. Now, Prince Harry's decline in the polls since leaving the United Kingdom in an event dubbed Mexit by the press has been even more severe, with the Duke of Sussex seeing a 50-point fall in approval ratings, more than his father. You can't tell me this is going to really affect him, because this is someone who has lived in a life of, I'm great, I'm a prince, I'm all of these wonderful things that people like me, and I'm cool and I'm down with the people. But suddenly, he's invisible. Not only that, where he was, they don't even like you no more. More so than your own father, who was skedaddling around with this mistress, who's now your stepmama. Not only that, but the claims that Prince Charles is not even his father. Just the fact that there are these allegations out there must be really hard mentally for him to take in, that people would even question that. So I see a tragedy that is just building and building. It seems to never really have a day off. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that this lesson might be a little bit too much for Harry to handle. But we'll just have to wait and see. But it is a good wake-up call. It is a learning lesson that I wonder if his wife even sees happening. Because at this point, she done got everything she want at the cost of her husband losing pretty much everything that he was born in this world to do.